Firms are law firms or accounting firms. Examples of companies are sole trader, partnerships, limited liability companies, and so on. But the purpose of a firm or the purpose of a company, of an enterprise in general, is to have positive results, to have an income, a positive income. So the first thing that we have to consider is the income. But what is income? Income is the result of the difference between total revenues minus total costs. As you can imagine, we can have three different situations here. Situation one, if total revenues are higher than total costs, we will have a profit. In our example, our revenues are 300, our costs are 240. The difference between the two, 300 minus 240, equal 60. So in this case, we will have a profit. We will earn money. But we can have also different situations. For instance, our total revenues may be that are lower than our total costs. In this case, for instance, our revenues are 80, while our costs are 100, we will have a loss. In fact, total revenues 80 minus total costs 100, we will have minus 20. There is another situation in which our total revenues are exactly equal to our total costs. For instance, 190 revenues, 190 costs. In this case, the difference, 190 minus 190, is equal to 0. In this case, we will not have loss, we will not have profit. Okay. Now we have to consider the total revenues. The total revenues, we can see this graphic about total revenues. The total revenues, on the horizontal axis, we put the quantity, and on the vertical axis, we put the total revenue, the money, euros, dollars, for instance. If we don't sell anything, we don't earn anything. So our line, the total revenues function, will start from 0, 0, from this point. Then, the more quantity we sell, the more revenue we have. And so, the function of the total revenues is the green line. You can see more quantities, more revenue, starting from 0, 0. About the total costs, it is a little different because the costs are given by fixed costs plus variable costs. We have two different, we have to make the sum between these two costs, these two kinds of costs, fixed more variable. Okay, the function of the fixed costs is this one. You can see that in this case, if you sell 0 euros, you have to pay $10,000 or 10,000 euros, as you prefer. If you sell 10, you have to pay the same. If you sell or produce 20, you have to pay the same. So these fixed costs don't vary for the production, okay, within a certain range. But if the production is increasing, the costs will be the same. Or let's say to a pizzeria that wants to rent a building where to have the activity. Okay, if you are closed, you have to pay the rent. If you are open, you have to pay the rent the same. So fixed costs will start at a certain point. In this case, $10,000, 10,000 euros. Variable costs is the same, have the same function, is the same function of the total revenues. Because if, in this case, if you make the pizza, you sell pizzas, you produce pizzas, you have to buy, I don't know, the flour, the oil, the tomatoes, mozzarella, and something else. So if you don't make pizza, you don't have variable costs. If you make pizzas, you have to pay for any pizza, more items, more pizzas you produce, more units, you will have more variable costs you will incur in. Okay, but I'm not interested. As you remember, we have said here that income is equal total revenues minus total costs. So we are not interested only in fixed costs, and we are not interested only in variable costs. We are interested in total costs. Okay, the function of the total costs is this one. You can see fixed costs is an horizontal line, is constant. It doesn't vary for the production. Variable costs is this one, the red line, the blue line, the red line, but we are interested in the purple line, total costs, because total costs is the sum of the two, fixed costs plus variable costs. So the line of the total costs will start at the point in which the fixed costs intercept the vertical axis. In this point, see, and will increase the purple one, total costs. Okay, now we can put all together. If we put all together, this is the break-even analysis. We are finding the break-even point. If you remember the examples that I have made above, we have, for instance, at quantities 150, if we make 150 items, we have 300 revenues. Okay? You can see the green line that intercept total revenue at this point. See? This point means 300 euros. The same 150 units will intercept the total cost function here. And at this point, you will have 240 of total costs. You see, total cost is this line. As you can see, profit, we will have a profit because 300 revenue, total revenues, are higher than 240 total costs. In this case, we will have a profit because total revenues 300 are higher than total costs, 240. So the difference will give us a profit of 60. 300 minus 240. Okay. But we can have also another situation. If you, for instance, produce and sell only 50 units, you will intercept the total revenue before then the total cost function. In this case, 50 units, total revenues will be 80 and total costs will be 100. So in this situation, revenues are less than costs. Total revenues are less than total costs, and we will have a loss. Okay, 180 minus 100 equal minus 20. As I told before, there is another situation in which total revenues are exactly equal to total costs, like a soccer game, 0-0, ended 0-0. Okay, in this case, we have the balance. Total revenues at 100 units 100, we will have total revenues 190, total costs 190. In this case, we will not gain anything, but at the same time, we will not lose anything. Okay, now we have to understand how to calculate this point, the break-even point, the point at which revenues are exactly equals to costs. Okay. We have said that break-even point is total revenues are equals total costs. Okay. Total revenues are given by unit selling price multiplied for quantity. Okay, if I sell, for instance, if my price is 5 and I sell 3 units, I have to multiply 5 per 3, 5 for 3, it is 15. Okay, total costs, do you remember, are fixed costs plus variable costs. Variable costs are given by variable unit costs multiplied quantity. For instance, 3 euros for 3 units means 9. Our variable costs are 9. Okay, if total revenues are equal to total costs, we can say that P multiplied Q, total revenues, you see, P multiplied Q, are exactly equal to fixed costs plus variable costs. That's to say, variable unit costs multiplied quantity. Is it a little difficult? I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay. We can move the variable costs to the other side. Okay, but in this case, as you know, we have to change the plus become minus. Okay, so we can write again this expression, P multiplied Q minus VC multiplied Q are equal fixed costs. And at the end, if we put in evidence Q multiplied the difference between unit selling price and variable unit costs are equal to fixed costs. At the end, we will have that Q, the quantity at the break-even point, the quantity that you need to produce to have the revenues exactly equals to the costs, is given by fixed costs divided by the difference between unit selling price minus variable unit costs. And this difference is known as unit contribution margin. This is what we have in the point 7 of the business plan model that you gave us, you gave to work on, and this is the how can I say, the system, the break-even point is a very good starting point for any discussion, because if you don't reach the break-even point, you will lose money always, and if you lose money, you cannot set up an enterprise, because you will lose your money. Now, I have prepared this exercise for you. Analyze the graph which represents the break-even point of the company. The products are sold at the average price of 7.5 euro per unit. The variable costs have an average price of 250 euro per unit. The fixed costs are 3,000 euros. Okay? Answer the following questions. Question 1. How much are total costs at the break-even point?
Sorry, Roberto, can you enlarge?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Linda is getting ready to answer.
Yeah.
I've got my pencil.
Okay.
Perfect.
If you want, I can help you showing again this one.
Take notes, students. You have to help us.
Q equal fixed costs divided unit contribution margin, that's to say unit selling price minus variable unit costs. Okay, I go again down. The first that will solve this problem will have a virtual pizza. Do you want to show me again up? The products are sold at the average price of €7.50 per unit. So this is the unit selling price, 7.50. The variable costs have an average price of €2.50 per unit. So this is the variable cost. The fixed costs are €3,000. The quantity is given by fixed costs. How much are the fixed costs?
3,000.
300 euros.
3,000. Very good.
3,000. Okay.
3,000. The unit selling divided. The unit selling price.
7.50.
7.50.
Great. 7.50 minus the variable unit.
I have.
2.50.
I think it's 600, Roberto.
Yeah, the quantity is 6.
Yes, it is
Correct.
100.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why Daniela has business.
I'll show you. Okay.
The pizza, Roberto. You must show us the pizza.
Yeah, okay. Only 1 second. I want to explain to everybody. Okay.
Okay.
The quantity is given by fixed costs divided unit selling price minus variable unit costs. Okay. The quantity, our fixed costs are 3,000 divided unit selling price is 7.50 minus 2.50 variable unit costs. So the quantity is 3,000 divided 5, 7.5 minus 2.5 equal 5. So the quantity is 600, Daniela. If you want the pizza,
Okay.
The question was how much are total costs, not the quantity. How much are total costs?
So we sell 600
euros.
pizza. It's okay. We sell 600 pizza.
No, it's 600 euros, but we have to
600
sell 80 pizzas.
600 units. So we want to know the total costs, not the total units. The total units are 600. It is correct.
But units, it's equal with a pizza. One
Yes,
unit is a pizza.
One unit is, for instance, one pizza, for instance. Okay. Oh, great pizza. This is for the winner. Margherita. This pizza was made for the Queen Margaret.
It's
4.5.
Story of the pizza.
4,500 and 500.
Yes.
Yes.
Nikifor.
4.5.
What's your name? Sorry, Nikifor.
Yes, I'm Gabi. Gabi.
Congratulations. Great. See here. Okay.
So we have to multiple 2.5 with 600.
Yeah.
And plus 3,000.
Great.
Okay.
Total costs at the break-even point are equal. Fixed costs that are 3,000 plus variable unit costs. If we sell 6 units, multiplied 2.5, we will have 3,000 plus 1,050. So the total is 4,500. But are you sure that this is correct? This is the break-even point. We have said that the break-even point is where total costs are equal to total revenues. We need another little calculation. According to me, in my opinion, we have to see if it is correct. What can we do now?
But if you multiply the unit of the price, 600 with 7.5, we have also 4,000.
Okay, total revenues are 6 units multiplied 7.5.
We have also 4,500.
and 500. This is exactly the break-even point. Like above 190 and 190. We are here. We are here at this point. Or if you prefer, here. Okay? Let's go on. Question 2. If the company sells less than 400 units, is the result negative or positive?
Well, the result is a positive one as a number, but for us as entrepreneurs, it's clearly negative because we are on minus.
Yes, we are
500 minus we have here.
If this
500.
If this point output or sales is 600, okay, 400 are here. For instance, if we are here, we will have total revenues that are less than total costs. So we will have in the loss region. In this case, we will have a loss. We are here in this region. Okay? Question number 3. If the company sells more than 800 units, is the result negative or positive?
It's positive, of course.
It's surely positive. Great. Because if this is 600, 800, the quantity will be here. So the total costs are lower than the total revenues. We are, in this case, in the profit region. So we have seen the loss region, the profit region, the break-even point. Now, a last question. If the company sells less than 1,200 units, is the result negative or positive?
Positive.
It depends. It can be negative, but it can be positive too. I mean, for the entrepreneur.
Great. Okay, this is the correct. The result is positive between 601 and 1,200 units sold. Is negative between 0 and 599 units sold. Is neutral at 600 units sold. Okay, did you like it?
Great, Roberto.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Thank you so much. And Gabriella, you were very good.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Many compliments.
And now,
Thank you, Roberto. You are an excellent teacher because you made me understand something about economics. So I think you are excellent. Thank you so much. Bravo, Roberto.
This is the break-even point. It is very useful in economy. If you want to run an enterprise, it is a very useful indicator. Now, my lesson was how to build a business plan. So, what about having a count on business plan?
Let's go.